There is a quiet stress that many people carry every single day. It appears when a notification arrives on your phone. It appears when you swipe your card at a store. It appears at the end of the month, when you open your banking app and stare at a number that feels smaller than it should be. You tell yourself, next month I will save more. But next month looks almost exactly like this one. The truth is not that you are careless. It is not that you lack intelligence. It is not even that you earn too little. For many people, the real problem is this. No one ever showed them a simple system. Saving money often sounds complicated. You hear words like investing, budgeting, assets, returns, emergency funds. It feels like a world designed for experts in suits sitting in large offices. Meanwhile, you are just trying to pay rent, buy groceries, and enjoy a small coffee without guilt. Let us begin with something honest. Saving money is not about becoming rich overnight. It is about building stability slowly. It is about sleeping peacefully. It is about knowing that if something unexpected happens, you will not fall apart. Imagine a young man named Daniel. He works full-time. His salary is average. Every month he promises himself he will save something. Yet at the end of each month his balance is close to zero. He feels embarrassed. I must be bad with money, he thinks. One evening he sits at his kitchen table with a notebook. Bills spread in front of him, phone in hand. He takes a deep breath. Where does it all go? He begins listing his expenses. Rent, utilities, transport, food, subscriptions, small online purchases he barely remembers making. Nothing seems extreme. There is no luxury car, no expensive vacations. Just normal life. That is when he realizes something important. Money does not disappear in dramatic events. It fades through small, repeated decisions. And if small decisions can empty an account, small decisions can also fill one. The simple saving system anyone can follow begins with one powerful shift. You do not save what is left after spending. You spend what is left after saving. This sounds obvious, but most people do the opposite. They pay bills, buy what they need, enjoy what they want, and then hope something remains. Usually, nothing remains. Daniel decided to try something different. On the day his salary arrived, before paying anything else, he transferred a small amount into a separate account. Not a large amount, not something painful. Just 10%. At first, his mind resisted. What if I need that money? What if something urgent happens? But another thought appeared. That is exactly why I need to save. The first month felt tight. He had to be slightly more careful. He skipped a few unnecessary purchases. He cooked at home more often. Nothing dramatic, just small adjustments. At the end of the month, something surprising happened. The world did not collapse. His bills were paid. He survived. And for the first time in a long time, he had money sitting untouched. It was not a fortune, but it felt powerful. Saving is not only about numbers, it is about emotion. When you see money set aside, your shoulders relax. You walk differently. You make decisions from a place of calm instead of fear. The simple saving system works because it removes complexity. First, decide a fixed percentage of your income that goes directly into savings the moment you are paid. It can be 5%, 10%, even 3% if that is what you can manage. The amount matters less than the consistency. Second, separate it physically or digitally. Use a different account if possible. Make it slightly inconvenient to access. Why? Because convenience often leads to temptation. If savings sit next to spending money, the line between them becomes blurry. Imagine a woman named Sophia. She lives in a small apartment. She earns modestly. She always believed saving was for people with higher salaries. "I barely manage as it is," she would say. One day she decided to test the system with a tiny step. She chose 5%. It felt almost insignificant. But she automated it. Every payday, the transfer happened without her thinking about it. The first few months, she barely noticed. Then one day her car needed repair. In the past, this would have caused panic, credit cards, stress, arguments in her mind. This time, she opened her savings account. There was enough. Not because she had done something extraordinary. Because she had done something small, consistently. In that moment, she did not just feel relief. She felt capable. That is the hidden gift of saving. It builds self-trust. Now let us go deeper. Many people struggle with saving because they treat it as punishment. "I cannot buy this. I have to cut everything fun." This mindset creates resistance. The simple saving system is not about restriction. It is about structure. When you pay yourself first, you remove the daily debate. You do not stand in a store arguing internally. Should I buy this or save? The saving already happened. What remains is what you are free to use. This freedom reduces guilt. And when guilt disappears, discipline becomes easier. There is also another layer to this system. After building a small emergency fund, you give your savings a purpose. Money without purpose feels abstract. Money with purpose feels motivating. Maybe you save for security. Maybe for education. Maybe for travel. Maybe for starting a small business. When Daniel saw his savings grow slowly, he began imagining possibilities. "I could take a course. I could move to a better place. I could handle emergencies without fear." The numbers became more than digits. They became options. Options create confidence. Now some people listening might think, "This sounds good, but my income is irregular." The system still works. Instead of a fixed amount, you choose a percentage. Whenever money arrives, you apply the rule. Freelancers, business owners, part-time workers can all follow this structure. Consistency does not mean identical amounts. It means identical behavior. There is also something important about starting small. If you choose a number that feels painful, you will likely stop. The goal is sustainability, not intensity. Think about physical exercise. If someone who never worked out tries to train 2 hours every day, exhaustion arrives quickly. But 10 minutes daily builds a habit. Saving works the same way. Small amounts remove fear. Over time, you can increase the percentage as income grows or expenses decrease. Another powerful element of this simple saving system is awareness without obsession. You do not need complex spreadsheets unless you enjoy them. Once a week, spend a few minutes reviewing your spending, not to judge yourself but to understand patterns. You might notice subscriptions you forgot about. Small daily purchases that add up. Habits that do not truly bring joy. Awareness creates gentle correction. Not through shame but through clarity. Imagine sitting with a cup of tea on a Sunday evening. You open your banking app calmly. You observe. This is where my money went. Instead of saying, "I am terrible with money," you say, "Interesting. I can adjust this." That shift in language changes everything. Financial stress often comes from avoidance. We avoid looking because we fear what we will see. The simple saving system invites you to look without panic, because you know something is already being saved. Let us talk about temptation. There will always be advertisements, trends, and social pressure. Friends may upgrade phones frequently. Colleagues may travel often. You might feel behind. In those moments, ask yourself quietly, do I want temporary approval or long-term security? This is not about judging others. Everyone has different priorities. It is about choosing intentionally. When Sophia saw her savings grow, she felt a new kind of pride. It was quiet. No one applauded. No one knew. But she knew. And that knowledge made it easier to say no when something unnecessary appeared. Saving also changes your relationship with time. You begin thinking in months and years, not just days. You realize that small, consistent actions today shape your future self. Picture your future self sitting at a table years from now, bills paid, no panic, options available. That version of you is built by today's small decisions. The simple savings system is not dramatic. It will not make headlines. It will not turn you into a millionaire overnight. But it will slowly transform how you feel about money. And how you feel about money affects how you feel about life. Because money touches housing, food, health, education, freedom. When finances feel chaotic, everything feels unstable. When finances feel organized, even modestly, life feels grounded. There is also a powerful psychological effect called identity. When you save consistently, you begin to see yourself as someone who manages money well. That identity influences future decisions. You stop saying, "I am bad with money." You start thinking, "I am learning, I am improving." That shift may seem small, but it changes behavior naturally. Let us return to Daniel. After 1 year of following this simple system, his savings were not enormous, but they were meaningful. More importantly, his stress levels dropped. He no longer avoided checking his balance. He began exploring small investments after educating himself carefully. Not because someone pressured him, because he had built a foundation. Savings are the ground, investments are the building. Without ground, the building collapses. The simple saving system anyone can follow is built on 3 quiet pillars. Pay yourself first. Keep it separate. Stay consistent. It is not glamorous, but it works. If you feel overwhelmed by money, start today. Not next month. Not when income increases. Today, even if it is a very small amount. Open a separate account. Choose a percentage. Automate if possible. Then let time do its work. Months will pass anyway. The question is whether you will arrive there with the same stress or with growing stability. One day, you will face an unexpected expense or a new opportunity. When that moment arrives, you will open your savings. And instead of fear, you will feel gratitude toward your past self. You will think, "I am glad I started." That feeling is worth more than any impulse purchase. So begin simply. Not perfectly, not dramatically. Just consistently. Your future is built quietly, one transfer at a time. And anyone, absolutely anyone, can follow that system.